All right. I want to talk for a moment about Republicans and them making it as hard as possible for us to vote. We all saw what happened in Georgia the other day. That wasn't the national election. That was another kind of election. Where people were in line for 5, 6 hours. Um, got our first lady. Her name is Abrams. She ran for governor of Georgia. She spoke about how they can't pay you to vote, and how that basically represents a day's wage. And that's correct. She's 110% correct on that. We already know a lot of black people don't vote. And when they do stuff like this, it makes it harder for you to get people to vote. Even if I drive you there, most people don't want to sit out there 5 hours. Even if they don't want to do that. Look, what we're seeing, like the same thing in Wisconsin. They didn't want to allow people to vote by mail during a pandemic, and people were really angry about it. One thing I've seen, it's white people, surprisingly, is that when Republicans make it hard to vote, when they disenfranchise voters, people vote Democrat. That actually emboldens people or angers people, which is amazing because white people don't necessarily have a history of being denied the right to vote. I thought that was amazing. I feel like Republicans are in a death spiral. They're doing things that are blatantly criminal. They're doing things that are blatantly unjust. And I think these are things most people know are unjust and are wrong. A part of me, recognizes this is the end of them. That Trump really represents the end. I mean, my whole thing was the whole 2030, 2040 thing of whites becoming a minority. Well, if white people aren't on our side and don't understand what's at stake, and they still have the money and they still have politics, them being a minority doesn't do anything for us. Even if there's more black, even if white people become a minority in the military, I don't think it's going to happen. Even if that happened, it's still not a good thing because a lot of black people don't pay attention to politics. Can't get black folks to follow no bill. White folks, they get in this. They spend money on politics. Black people, that's unheard of. We don't do that. I just feel as though what's going on right now with Trump doing all the violent attacks and violent threats, and Republicans coming in there asking, what do you think about him shooting into the people in Lafayette, that square, I believe? And nobody really answered him. Everybody was just walking on by. The geriatric shuffle, as Steve Schmidt put it. I like that. And I like that. I don't want Republicans to stand for what's right. I don't. I want Republicans to lay down in the grave that they have made, along with Trump, so we can just bury y'all together. I don't like it when Republicans, like when Mitch McConnell was talking about the original sin, that upset me. I don't want to see that because you're making it seem like you don't give a fuck about us. You don't give a fuck about black people. Oh, what? Because George Floyd died and now something changed? No, man. You're in for a penny, in for a pound. You don't get to change sides and it's the third quarter. No, man, that ain't how this works. Oh, well, we're losing, so no. You guys don't have a moral stake in anything. You don't. And everybody knows that, and what you've seen with the CARES Act, yeah, America cares about politics. They care about corporations. What you've seen with the CARES Act and other things like that, Republicans, they're out of step with reality. They're out of step with the working man. Everybody knows it. And Trump put it all out on Front Street. And they could have turned against him. They could have spoke out. Maybe some of them are doing so now. Some of them are marching now. I don't want to hear it. you're in the gang, which means you go down with the gang. You roll with Trump during the good times, now you got to fall with him in the bad times. I don't want Republicans. When I hear these union guys talking shit, I love it. I know who my enemy is. I don't have to sit here and think like, okay, well, no. They're not going to fix things. Duh. I've done videos. Listen, whether it be the guy in New York, they got cracked, thrown on the ground, cracked his head open, and the cops would applauding. No, the cops resigned their positions in that team after the guy was charged. Or whether it was two of them, excuse me. Or whether it was the officer in Philly that get the dude on the head. And the police people are out there applauding when they came outside. These are people who are against my way of life. They're not going to change. As I said in earlier videos, they don't get it. They don't. And that's fine. I don't want to be fooled or be led into thinking, oh, we're so sorry. No, you're not. You're not. You don't care about black people. You never did. You are the enemy. And it's like those police in Philly. If you're applauding a man that cracked someone on the head with a baton, then I'd say that the I and all those people were white. They were all white, yeah. Then I would say that you're not on board with the idea of keeping your fellow officers ethical, ensuring they're operating in an ethical manner. I'd say you're not doing that. So we've tried that. We're not going to fix these things. We're not going to fix these people. We're not going to fix the union leaders. We're not going to fix we're not. They're not going to be fixed. We got to defund them. I want you to understand something though. It's not because I'm a criminal or we're criminals. We're doing this because you guys have proven you're not interested. You're not interested. You're not getting it. Yeah, like I said earlier, you're not interested. You don't want to get it. You think it's a joke. You think it's all a game. You think humiliating people and injuring people is funny. Putting people in the hospital is funny. It's all a big joke. So, you should be defunded. And what's sad is people are out here speaking in politics. People out here, city council, police chiefs, they're trying to prevent the next riot. And you guys are too fucking stupid to see it. They're not against you. It's not about against you. It's about ensuring that the next time there's a riot, they can get out in front of it. You guys have this enemy warlike mentality towards anybody who who disagrees with you, that you don't get it. You don't. So maybe you should resign. My point I'm making is, this is the death knell for the Republican Party. What we're seeing with them doing with the votes, what we're seeing with the unjust police actions, what we're seeing with their inability to even respond to questions by the media about why police officers are acting in such an unjust manner, it shows the whole world where we're at. It shows the whole world that they're out of touch with reality. Peace.